In this video, we're going to be comparing two different brands of paint to decide which one is the better product for us to buy. As part of that comparison, we are going to be using measures of variation to help us get an idea of how consistent these brands of paints are. A higher variation will tell us that the brand is less consistent in how long it lasts. So, first thing I would do if I were to look at these two different brands of paints is I would want to know, on average, how long do they each last? So here's what I'm going to set up. I'm going to set up a little table here to do some calculations. Put brand A and brand B, and then I'm going to enter in our data. So we've got 10, and then for brand B, so we've got our data typed in. Now, to find an average, there are a couple ways we can do this. I'm going to use the mean right now. We could also use something like the median. And to calculate this, remember Excel has a built-in formula, we can do equals average. So this is not new to this lesson, this is actually from last time. And I can drag that formula over here. And I'm just going to bold these so they kind of stand out. So we see in this case that both brand A and brand B have a mean of 35 months for these samples, which means that on average, these paint brands each lasted 35 months. So since they both last on average the same amount of time, this is where this is one of the places where something like our standard deviation can be helpful, because this will help us know which one is more consistent, which one has less variation in its measurements. So I'll go ahead and calculate that using the formulas that we talked about in the last video. Equals stdev dot, this is a sample of the paints. And I'm going to highlight that data. I'm not highlighting the mean, you'll notice, just the raw data. And again, I can drag that formula over to copy it to the next one. So in this case, we can notice right off the bat that brand A has a standard deviation of 18.7 months, whereas brand B has a standard deviation of only 7.1 months. So this tells us right off the bat that even though they both have the same average, brand B is more consistent. Right? The amount of time that it lasts is more reliable, which in my mind means I should buy brand B. Now there are other uses for measures of variation, but this idea of consistency is one way to use them.